All right. Yeah, we are live. So, good evening and welcome to another episode this week Unloaded. And, yeah, I don't know what to talk about tonight. There's been a lot, but my brain is not fully functional at this point. When is it ever? It's if anybody's even out there right now to listen. Because, well, there's Moo. He's right at a campsite in northern Michigan. And drinking whiskey at the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama there, Moo. So, anyway, those who don't know, that's a Kid Rock reference. So, oh, man, what do we got going on? We got a major flood in Texas. And the Democrats couldn't wait to blame Donald Trump for it, of course. You know, kids are still missing, staff are still missing. The Democrats are pointing the finger at Donald Trump. Do these people have souls? Seriously. Do they have a conscience? They couldn't wait 48 hours. They couldn't wait 24 hours. These people are fucking animals. Every single last one of them. Disgusting. Absolutely goddamn disgusting. Of course, this is the same party of mayors who, instead of being at where they're supposed to be in their city when there's a major disaster and fires are burning out of control, or in Africa doing God knows what as a publicity stunt. If you can't tell, yeah, I'm angry. Fucking bullshit. Have some respect for those that are missing and dead at this point before you go and politicize shit, you fucking assholes.
Night, Richard. Please don't get too loud where I hear you through the door.
I can't make any promises.
You better, because I got to work tomorrow.
I know. That was a joke for the benefit of the audience.
I have no sense of humor. Where have you been?
Wrong song, barbecue, but still, same person. Let's see who we got. Other than Moo out there in the chat, we have Ron 2A Matters and Guns on Barbecue on the YouTube side. So evening to you, gentlemans, if that applies anyway. Oh, the counter's actually working on YouTube. I didn't think the counter was going to work on YouTube because on Rumble Studio because I forgot to set YouTube and X to be streamed to when I scheduled it. So, but luckily, when you go and you go live, you can set them then to go live as well. I wasn't expecting the counter to work. Chat's working too. Cool. So last time I did that, neither the counter nor the chat worked. So, yeah, that's good. What else has been going on? Before I get even angrier and yeah, you know firsthand barbecue. Yeah, you definitely know firsthand that she has no sense of humor. You staying down here, Shadow? Or are you going up to bed? What, you want to come up here? You want to come up here with me? Come here. Come on. Come on, pup. Come on. Come on. She wants to, but she doesn't want to. I don't know what. Come here, you silly dog. There. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi to everybody? Look at the camera. Turn around. If the camera turns on. Why isn't the camera turning on? Why is my camera not turning on? Why is this? What? Technical difficulties. Gotta love them. No, I don't want to do that. Why is my... Well, looks like you're not going on camera because my camera's not working right now. Ah, you silly pup. Sorry, folks. I was going to put the puppy on camera, but I can't. Because for some reason my camera is not on. Let me see here. Is the button? Yeah, the button's pushed in. I don't know what is wrong with my camera, but it's not working. Yay. And it's wanting to use my camera on my phone, which I'm not going to do. So, oh well. She decided to get down anyway. So, no puppy tonight. Hell. There was 3 minutes of trying to get the dog on camera for you. If nothing else, I tried. But yeah, like I said, for some reason my camera's not working. I don't know why. Oh, it's not even getting power. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, I don't know why my camera's not working. Everything else plugged into that hub's working. My camera's not. I don't know. Gotta love technical difficulties when you're doing a live chat. But, oh, what else happened this weekend? The big, beautiful bill passed. No more $200 tax but you still have to register SBRs, SBS, and suppressors. There was some disagreement last night during Foss's show about whether it covers AOWs or not. I haven't looked into it today, so I don't know. I haven't had a chance to check. So, yeah, of course, you got people complaining because it didn't go all the way and eliminate the need for the tax stamp altogether and stuff. But GOA has already filed a lawsuit based on the fact that the whole excuse for having the registry in the first place was so that they could track who paid the tax or not if somebody was caught with one of these items while in the commission of a crime or what have you. So if there's no tax and the registry was to chart who had paid the tax, then there's no reason for the registry anymore, right? That's simple logic. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And I don't know what court they're filing in. I would, like I mentioned during Foss's chat last night when I was in the YouTube chat, not on the show itself, but in the chat, my guess would be Texas. Because if there has to be an appeal, that's going to send it up to the Fifth Circuit. They'll probably file in one of the federal district courts in Texas. And then, like I said, if that goes to appeal, it'll go to the circuit, the Fifth Circuit, and then to the Supreme Court. Of course, what people don't realize is if there's only one circuit court ruling, or even a district court ruling, that says something's unconstitutional, that applies to the entire country, unless, again, okay, here's the key, unless there is an opinion out there from another court, another federal court that says otherwise. Then you have conflicting decisions. If it only gets filed in one court, you only have one decision. Now, how many other people are going to go out there and try and file lawsuits on this in other districts? I don't know. I can't tell you. But as long as there's only one decision, it doesn't really even have to go to the Supreme Court. Which is why the Fifth Circuit was able to rule nationwide on the brace ban, which the DOJ finally gave up on. So there's that. I didn't get to bring that up last night during Foss's chat because I wasn't on the show and I didn't feel like trying to argue that in the the text chat, because if we get into it, there's a lot of stuff to go through on that. And it would have took a lot of typing, which I don't want to do. Especially where you only got so many words that you can do per post, and then it breaks each post, and then you got people commenting between your posts, and it makes it hard to keep track. And I just didn't want to go through all that nonsense last night. So, but yeah, simple thing is, as long as there's only one ruling from any federal court, especially if it's a circuit court. So, by the way, it was the lower courts, not the circuit courts, the district courts, that they put a stop to being able to put nationwide injunctions on things. So if an injunction comes down from a circuit court, that still applies. For those who don't know about that whole thing. So, and there doesn't have to be opposition still for I think it was Barbecue said something about not having opposition whether the court would take a case. The courts, as clearly shown by U.S. v. Miller, there doesn't have to be an opposition present for the court to take a case. So even if it does get to the Supreme Court and the DOJ says, no, we're not going to argue the case, the Supreme Court can still decide to hear the case anyway. Essentially, that's what happened in Miller. Miller had died. His representation decided not to show up for the case, and the court still heard the case. They just heard the prosecution side because the defense didn't show up because their client was dead. They didn't feel they had a need to. not realizing how much, I guess, that would affect the entire country, not just their client. But, yeah. Anyway. Well, we've killed 20 minutes so far. Well, 15 and a half because it was late. Yeah. What else is new? And I was on time, just pretty much on time last week. I think I was a couple seconds late, which is unusual. Usually I am late. Not as late as Gizzard Gary, though, when he does his show. There's fashionably late, and then there's Gizzard Gary late. So, oh, it's quiet out there on the YouTube side. It says there's 3 people watching on YouTube, 1 person watching on Rumble. I don't know what's going on over on X. We should check in with the X crowd. Let's see. And got morons out there still shooting off fireworks. 3 views. 3 views on X. Depending on which counter you go with, the one that they show on the video itself next to live or the counter at the bottom. Why does X have 2 different view counts? I don't get it. That's okay, because it won't let me bring up the chat. There we go. All right, now I got the chat brought up over there on X. I don't think anybody's over there watching right now anyway. So, there's that. Maybe yeah, Moose says he's watching on YouTube. Yeah, apparently my chat on YouTube, on the Rumble Studio, broke. Because the last comment I got on there was Moo saying hi to Barbecue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different. Yeah. Anyway, Vulcan Rumble's out there on time this week. He got here last week just as I was closing up the show. Yeah. Yeah. Now all those other chats show up. So I guess it was a delayed reaction on Rumble's part. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Yawn during your show. I do that all the time, though. My sleep's still as messed up as ever. So.
You have got to stop hitting your head.
Okay, apparently one of the cats needs to stop hitting their head again, according to my daughter. I have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, we got Boomstick out there, evening to you, sir. And there goes somebody shooting off fireworks again. 4th of July was 2 nights ago, asshole. Boomstick comes in and he instantly takes over the #1 spot on the top fans list, which is really silly. Good Lord, can you guys hear those fireworks? Moose has thunderstorms all afternoon up in northern Michigan. His tent is moist. He says it's moist, but still holding up just fine. Moist on the outside, dry on the inside. The next person that says shenanigans, I'm gonna pistol whip. I'm gonna pistol whip the next person that says shenanigans. That's no, my daughter did not call me gay. She was talking to one of the cats who keeps running into things. At least according to her, it keeps running into things. I don't know. I haven't seen it do it. No, that didn't. No. Mm-mm. Nope. She didn't say anything about it. Didn't make any comment. It's drunk. The cat. Yeah, maybe. It runs in the family though, with them. No, it's not. It's not blind. It might be retarded. One of its relations was mildly touched in the head years ago and would run into things too. So maybe a depth perception problem. 'Cause that could happen too. Not necessarily be blind, but like farsighted or nearsighted, and have cause depth perception issues and not be able to properly judge. Yeah. Boomstick says he's sitting there with his 15-month-old granddaughter teaching her to talk wrong. Yeah, hopefully she's not listening to this. At least not the beginning. My angry little rant at the Democrat Party. Ooh, speaking of Democrats, did you guys see where there's some reports that maybe the guy that won the Democratic nomination for mayor in New York City could potentially have his citizenship taken for hosts and funding that he did for Hamas? Yeah, how's that? How great would that be? That would be hilarious. A guy's only been here for 7 years. Too on top of it, yeah. Amy's like, you shouldn't even be allowed to run for office in this country if you weren't born here. Well, the only one the Constitution specifies that for is the office of president and by necessity vice president. There's obviously The vice president, I don't think is going to waive their right to become president. That would be stupid. Why would you nominate somebody who for vice president who's not eligible to be president? Remember, back in the day, the vice president was whoever lost. So then they changed it to where the vice president gets originally ran for the office independent of the president and then was linked to the president. So what's the rant today? Oh, you missed it already. The Texas flood. The Democrats blaming Trump for the Texas flood. Claiming that he cut too much funding for NOAA and the National Weather Service because you can predict when a massive flash flood is going to totally cause a river to flood as much as it did within a 45-minute period. It doesn't matter what kind of radar and shit you have, you're not going to be able to forecast the kind of flash flood that they were hit with. That was a crazy, insane natural disaster, and not even 24 hours and they were politicizing it. These people have no shame, no souls, no conscience. They're not even people, they're demons at this point. Yeah, I guess I could say hi to Gunpowder. She is the one that asked what the rant was today. Next rant's going to be about these idiots and their goddamn fireworks. Good Lord. At least I hope that's what it is. Hope it ain't somebody shooting off a shotgun. Because we're in city limits, so that would shooting off a shotgun wouldn't be the best idea in the world. Unless you're trying to defend yourself, but there's no other gunfire in conjunction with the shotgun, so I don't know. My bet's on it being fireworks, though. It's hard to tell because the way things echo. Yeah, I'm not hearing police sirens either, so. And both the sheriff's department and the city police department are within walking distance. So I'm sure if somebody was shooting a gun, we would know. There would be police sirens going off by now. Yeah, that there sounds like firecrackers going off. So. Wow, almost a half hour already. I'm shocked. Oh, there's Gary, the gizzard himself, who may be moving his show from Monday to Friday. He doesn't know yet. else do we got to talk about? Trying to think. There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Don't you hate when that happens? You got something you want to talk to somebody about, and then you forget all about it. Then you forget what it is when you see them. Or in this case, you got something you want to talk about on your show, and then here comes the show, and you forget what the hell it was because you don't make a list of topics you want to talk about. Just wing it off the top of your head. Yeah, that's what I did. Gunpowder says she can see the sheriff's office from parents' front porch. It kind of makes you behave. Yeah. Can't quite see it from here, but it's not that far. There's a little bit of a hill between us and them, or else we probably would be in line of sight. So, no, I am not converting to Islam. Barbecue, you know better than that. That's something I will never do. I am vehemently opposed to Islam in all its forms. Oh. Now, the latest thing with Islam is Catholics and Eastern Orthodox fighting over whether, or at least arguing over whether Islam and Christianity worship the same God. There is that. And I side with the Eastern Orthodox on this one and say, no, they don't. But according to Vatican II, aka the Second Council of the Vatican, which was a ecumenical council which decides what Catholics believe or don't believe, Islam and Christianity do worship the same God. That was the basis of Pope Francis making the idiotic comment that all religions lead to God. All religions lead to God? Really? Scientology leads to God? I'm guessing Pope Francis knows nothing about Scientology. Ain't no way in hell Scientology leads to God. No way at all. It's all about aliens and shit. Unless Pope Francis is saying God's an alien. I don't know. And yeah, that never happens, barbecue, and you damn well know it. Yes, Pope Francis died back in April, but this was before he died, where he was saying this stuff. No, it was Pope Francis. Like I said, it was before he died. That's, It was a few months ago before Francis died. I'm trying to remember when exactly. It was either early this year or late last year. I'm trying to remember. Come on, barbecue. He's not Joe Biden. Barbecue said, no, he died. Then he said it with an auto pen. No, Francis was just a communist. He wasn't Joe Biden. Yes, I said it. Pope Francis was a god dang communist. He was too. Profess. He professed liberation theology and a bunch of other leftist stuff. Particularly when he was a priest in, what was it, South America or Central America? One of them Latin American countries. I forget which one. But yeah, if you look into his record and stuff, he was a communist. Yeah, it's got to be an auto mic. Heck, I think Gary and I, when Pope Francis made those comments about all religions leading to God, talked about that in the after chat of one of his shows one night. Again, that was a few months ago, over a year, half a year ago, maybe a little longer than that. I don't remember. Otto Bullhorn. He's not. That would make him a rioter in Los Angeles, wouldn't it? Antifa. Antifa are communists, and Otto loudspeaker. That would fall in the same category as Otto Bullhorn. Bullhorn's a portable loudspeaker. If you break it down, I don't remember Francis ever being out there with a bullhorn though. Well, there you go. PA system and loudspeaker. They'll fall into the same category. Public address system, loudspeaker, same purpose. Auto karaoke machine. What, it sings the songs itself? That'd be funny. A machine where AI sings karaoke. And has some creepy looking robot doing dancing or something. Oh wait, that we had that in the past. It was called Chuck E. Cheese. Those weren't really AI though. Barbecue says he had a visual of the Pope doing a slide out singing karaoke. He says that would be hilarious. Which Pope, though? Which Pope? I guess it wouldn't matter too much. And which song? What song? What's if the Pope were to sing karaoke? What song would it be? There's a bracket for Foss. Pope karaoke songs. What song should the Pope sing at karaoke? If him and the Cardinals go out singing doing karaoke. Chris from 740's out there. Evening, Chris. Now, Barbecue says the Pope should sing Highway to Hell, and Crazy Scotsman, Evening Scotsman, says we are the champions. Gary says when the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in have lyrics to it? I don't. If it does, I don't think I've ever heard them. There's the when the Saints go marching in, and when I'm going to be in that number. But is there any? Is that it? Is that all there is to it, or has it got more? I don't know. And Barbecue says, or Meatloaf, Heaven Can Wait. What about Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven? Guns N' Roses, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Or Bob Dylan, Knocking on Heaven's Door, if you prefer the original. Scotsman says, Down with the Sickness. Oh, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. There we go. Or Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Or Holy Diver by Dio. Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath with Dio on vocal. If Foss is out there watching and not saying anything, I hope he's taking a list. Don't fear the Reaper, Gary says. Yeah. Oh, man. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. That'll be a good one. Like a Prayer by Madonna. that that song was actually supposed to be making fun of the church, according to her. So, or at least the video for it was. Man in Box, Alice in Chains. Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains may even be better. Scotsman says Judas Priest, Judas Rising. Judas by Fozzy. Chris Jericho's band. Yeah, the pro wrestler Chris Jericho has a heavy metal band. Oh, Creeping Death by Metallica. It's biblical. The Pope can sing it during one of his masses. A buddy of mine years ago argued with me that Creeping Death wasn't taken from the Bible. It's like, dude, it's the Exodus story. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it was. Like, yeah, it is. I had to get my Bible out and show him. I was like, look, dude, it's right here. It's one of the plagues that were put on Egypt. He's like, oh, damn, I never noticed that. Like, he's like, seriously, you never noticed that? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. Thought everybody knew the story of Moses. Good Lord. Oh, man. We're creeping up on an hour here already. A show about nothing tonight. Just rattling off songs. Yeah, Rain in Blood. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Oh hell, I can't remember the name of it now. What's the one they did about Joseph Mengele? They used his nickname for the title. Damn it, I can't remember the name of the song. Oh, well. It'll come to me later. Watch. Miracle Man by Ozzy Osbourne. That'd be a good one, too. Or Making Me Laugh by Anthrax. Angel of Death. That's the song I was thinking of. See, I told you it would come to me later. Slayer's Angel of Death. So, let's see what else. I swear the last half hour is only, but we've just been listing songs. There's been 15 minutes, somewhere around there. It's been a minute we've been doing this. Freebird, Mother and Freebird. Yeah. Kid Rock's Only God Knows Why. Man, how many people we still got out there watching? There's 8 on YouTube, 1 on Rumble, and again, don't get a counter on X. And X says there's no views tonight over there. So on one counter, the other counter said earlier there was 3. So I don't know. For whom the bell tolls. Yeah, yeah. Fade to Black. Pope singing a song about suicide. That would be funny. Pope and the entire College of Cardinals. Yeah. Yeah, if you just joined us and you don't know what we're what we're doing between me and the chat, we are listing songs that will be funny for the Pope to sing at karaoke. How we got started on the Pope singing songs at karaoke, I do not remember, but that is what we're doing. Come on, guys. Let's throw some more out there. Got Scotsman still throwing stuff out. Oh, man. Oh, Twist of Cane by Danzig. her black wings. Vanessa Kitty's out there. You and Vanessa. Psychosocial by Slipknot. Dragula by um, Rob Zombie. Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie. Jesus Christ Pose by Soundgarden. I'm sure I'm forgetting some good songs that would be hilarious to see the Pope singing. Another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. Or Weird Al Yankovic's Another One Rides the Bus. Scotsman says all shook up. Well, I know some of you other folks out there got to have some songs. Scotsman's the only one throwing anything out there right now. It's hard to do these shows if you're by yourself. It's not my strong suit. Eye of the Tiger. Yeah. Trying to think of something that would be really good. Lone Survivor. Um, hmm. Fuck the Police by NWA. That would be freaking hilarious. Oh man, I'm laughing just thinking about it. Picturing the Pope with his Pope hat, not the little yarmulke looking thing, but the big hat. anything by Ghost probably would qualify as being hilarious to see the Pope do. Scotsman says, "Fight for your right to party." This silence brought to you by my brain not working. No, I kid. Um, Try and think of a good song. Yeah, Scotsman says, "Hey, at least he's trying. He's pulling out all the golden oldies." Yep. Um, well, the Pope sing "One in a Million" by Guns N' Roses. The song that everybody back in the day was throwing a fit about. Vulcan Rumble says he's back after dropping out. Okay. In case you missed it, Vulcan Rumble, we are coming up with songs that would be hilarious to see the Pope sing karaoke to, him and the College of Cardinals. Why? I don't know. It was just something to do. So if you're wondering why you see a bunch of song titles in the chat, that's why. Oh, Beatles back in the USSR. Oh, oh, hallowed be thy name. Iron Maiden. Great song. We Will Rock You. Yeah. That goes hand in hand with, didn't somebody say we are the champions earlier? So, yeah. I think somebody said that earlier anyway. Yeah. Yeah, you did, Scotsman. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, you get We Will Rock You and then We Are the Champions. You know, on the radio anymore, they play the two of those as one thing. These radio stations around here do. I don't know if they do that everywhere. Say We Will Rock You and then We Are the Champions right after. Yeah, I'm doing my best to try and stay awake too. Holy Wars, Punishment Due by Megadeth. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath off of Black Sabbath. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Oh, NIB, if you know that song by Sabbath, that would be a funny one for the Pope to do too. Yeah, it just dawned on me. We've pretty much, I mean, with a couple of exceptions, stuck with one genre of music here. Uh, Call to Personality by Living Keller. That'll be a good one for the Pope to sing. Oh, by the way, in case you noticed, we've crossed the hour mark. We've been going for an hour and 7 minutes. Oh, the last about 50 minutes being, or not 50, damn, that'll be a long time. No, last 20 minutes or so, going on 30, being just us throwing out song titles. I blame I blame barbecue because he said something about auto karaoke machine, and we just started throwing out song titles after that. And he said about a visual of Pope doing slide out singing karaoke. So yeah, it's all barbecue's fault that we're doing Pope karaoke songs. And that was at the 9:45 p.m. mark where barbecue, I think it was, throughout the first song title, and then disappeared after that. Oh no, wait, he threw out one more. He said a Meatloaf song. So. Oh, there's barbecue. He's back again. Yeah, Hellraiser. Ozzy or Motorhead version of Hellraiser. And Barbie says Radiohead Creep. Yeah. He also says Beck Loser. And then the Offspring, I want a secret family with you. Oh, the Divinals. I touch myself, he says. Yeah. God. No answer from Scotsman whether Hellraiser's Ozzy or Motorhead version. How about the combination of Motorhead and Ozzy? If you've heard that one that they did off of, it was a anniversary album where it had basically they took the Ozzy version and the Motorhead version and put them together. Or Gasmatron by Motorhead. That would be a funny one to see the Pope singing. Uh, Yeah, you musta. You musta. Scotsman says he must have missed when I asked the version. Barbecue says that Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. Gary throws out Billy Joel's Only the Good Die Young. Oh, God, In Sync, bye, bye, bye. The theme to The Greatest American Hero. I don't know why that one popped in my head, but it did. Yeah. Barbecue says Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills. Scotsman says, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? I'm glad that's a song and you're just not saying that. That is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gary throwing out a line from Only the Good Die Young. Come on, Virginia, don't don't let me wait. Catholic girls start much too late. Yeah, I have to for my own sanity. Barbecue. Barbecue says, don't assume what he is saying. Tom Jones, what's new, Pussycat? Oh, damn. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. No, we didn't say Journey, Don't Stop Believing. But considering how that's the number one karaoke song, I'm sure they would get around to it eventually. Everybody seems to. Uh, Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream. Renegade, Sticks. It'd be even funnier if they were doing it while wearing Steeler jerseys. Barbecue. Barbecue says, after all, the Steelers are God's team. Man. I had another song. I forgot what it was. Oh, Wheel in the Sky by Journey. Band on the Run by Wings. Paul McCartney and Wings. Am I Evil? Either was it Venom that did it first, and then Metallica covered it? I think. Yep. So yeah, this has been a great show. After 2 mini rants, we've done song titles for over a half hour. Uh, Barbecue says, George Strait, I saw God today. I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan, but Personal Jesus. Barbecue says he made the show better. Oh, man. He gave us a topic, kinda. Kept us going for 35 minutes anyway. Barbecue says, look at all the engagement it got you. Yeah. Yeah. Guess Scott's been bailed out. He hasn't said anything in a while. It's mostly been barbecued lately. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Helter Skelter. Or Maxwell Silver Hammer. There you go. If you haven't listened to the Beatles' Maxwell Silver Hammer, you need to. That song is hilarious. That song should have been a number one, but they wouldn't play it on the radio. Somebody like a decade ago had a really funny cartoon that was set to that song, and they got taken down for copyright strike. Somewhere over the rainbow, yeah, Kermit the Frog. Rainbow in the Dark, Dio. Man on the Silver Mountain, Rainbow with Dio. Uh, Zombie by the Cranberries. Yeah. Kickstart My Heart. Girl, don't go away mad. Just go away. Like a Motley Crue. Shout at the devil. Hmm. Oh, Sympathy for the Devil. Rolling Stones. Barbie says, yes, Shout at the Devil is a great one. Yeah, if you've never heard "N.I.B." by Black Sabbath, it's in the same vein as "Sympathy for the Devil." Well, we're on an hour and 25 minutes. Running with the Devil, Van Halen. I knew there was a Van Halen song I was trying to think of, and damn it, I finally figured it out what it was. So Barbecue says, picture this: Pope performing Tom Sawyer with a big laser show happening. The Pope doing the whole Pink Floyd The Wall album with a big laser show going on. And Barbecue says running with the devil might be best. Yeah, I was thinking that. People have bailed out. There's still that one on Rumble. Don't know who it is. I wonder sometimes if it discounts you, the host on Rumble, as a person being there. There's always one person that says on Rumble. I don't know if the Rumble's counter's even right, because I'll go and I'll look after the show's over and there'll be like 20 some views on Rumble. It's like, why did the counter say one the whole episode, or the whole, if there was that many people? Yeah, I don't think that thing counts properly, because you're supposed to get experience points for every post you make. I'm watching for like 15 minutes last night during Foss's show. I was making comments and getting nothing, getting no points for them. I don't know what the hell was going on last night. I don't think YouTube has that thing ironed out, shall we say. But yeah, you seriously were posting a shit ton there at the end. And somehow when Gunpowder came in, she made one post and boom, number one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Scotsman was posting a lot, and he wasn't going up the ranking, I noticed. So I was like, what the heck? I don't think the thing is accurate. Like Barbecue, Gunpowder said one thing, and she's at number 2. Scotsman's at number 4. And he's probably had the second most posts behind you. So I don't think that thing's accurate. Anyway, we've been going for an hour and a half, so yeah, we're going to wrap this up for this week. Thank everybody that showed up and was watching. Can't thank my panel because nobody showed up to be on the panel. That's a joke. I know people got things going on, can't always be on. But, yeah, don't forget to go over to the website and check out our affiliates links. We got a couple of affiliates over there. Might be in a code over there for a couple of them that get you a discount on various products and whatnot. So go over there and check that out, and it helps the channel out. I get a portion of whatever. Ravencrest Tactical really helps because that gives me 25%, which is crazy. That's a crazy freaking commission to get 25% just for posting a link for you go buy something. So, anyway, with that note, we will bid you all adieu for this week. And yeah. Barbecue says, but many thanks to Guns and Barbecue for making the last 45 minutes of my show so dang gum entertaining. Right? Yes, thank you, Barbecue. Until next week, folks, have a good night, and we will catch y'all later. Yes, we will. Where the hell did that go? Yeah, we'll do this.
Listen up, brother. I just came here to say one thing. The Unloaded Media channel is having a 500 subscriber giveaway. Once he hits 500 subscribers, there's going to be a Smoky Mountain Knife Force swag bag given away and other prizes. For more information, check the details down in the description. Oh yeah!